Lucky for them, might be a different story right now. They've probably had to keep a pretty close eye on the weather because it's been so variable for some parts of the province throughout today. Your forecast showing right now 16 degrees outside. We do have some strong winds out of the northwest currently, 56 kilometers an hour. That's the strongest winds we've seen so far today out of the airport. Now, when we take a look at our radar satellite here, showing scattered conditions still, but the storm definitely dissipating. Very massive system that was over Alberta that's now tracking into Saskatchewan. So when we look at the next 24 hours here, should calm down overnight with just a few clouds. Sunny start to the morning and then those building clouds in the afternoon. But that sunshine is making a comeback for the weekend. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thAvVW.com.
Again, okay, so could we put this whole week behind us and just focus on the weekend? A sunny, warm weekend finally.
We're so close. We just now have to deal with the dissipating factors with the storm, which is typically strong gusty winds, and that's kind of the case right now. But you can see in our Skywatch shot here, there is some blue sky. That's good, but not every part of the city is seeing that quite yet. Some scattered showers throughout parts of Calgary still. That's really going to be the case throughout the next couple of hours still before we finally clear things out and get that sunshine back on tap for your Saturday, at least for the morning. 17 right now at the airport. That's our high for today. 16 downtown, and it is 16 over in Strathmore right now. Get your daily dose of greens at Serenity Golf Club, just 20 minutes east of Calgary. Temperatures around the province really were chilled today because of that system that's been over the province for about the last 24 hours here. So 15 in Lethbridge right now, 17 in Medicine Hat. Drumheller a little bit warmer at 20 currently. And then we see in the central part of the province some gradually warming temperatures too. Ironically, the more north you go, the warmer it gets. And you can see that on the contour on the map as well. There's some warm air moving in. We just have to get this system out of here. But we still are dealing with a couple of watches and warnings throughout parts of the province. That includes that funnel cloud advisory you're seeing in the gray there, because this system still swirling and developing in parts of Alberta still, but most of it's to the east of us. Here in Calgary, again, we're just dealing with the remnants, the outer tail of that system. For your rainfall totals, though, we did see 14 millimeters at the Calgary airport from the rain event over the last 24 hours here. About 12 in Springbank and just 2 millimeters for Banff. So you can see the system was variable throughout the province here. And still Medicine Hat right now is dealing with those stormy conditions and will continue to do so throughout the evening. We get that clearing overnight here and then a nice sunny start, like I mentioned, to Saturday. But you can see some instability over the mountains still could move in this way, and building cloud as well as we transition from that low pressure system to a high pressure system over the next 24 hours here. By Sunday, we'll get more of that stability as that upper high really settles over the province, and that's going to bring heat for about 4 or 5 days here. Condition wise, really nice as well. Pretty settled for most areas over the weekend and into Monday. Some areas like Lethbridge and Medicine Hat could even see temperatures get back into the 30s by about midweek next week. We won't get that warm, but we're still going to trend above seasonal starting on Sunday. The normal high for this time of year is 23 degrees. We're going to boost that up to 26 degrees on Sunday and Monday, holding on to some nice highs until Tuesday. Then you can see a bit of a breakdown come Wednesday, where more instability will work its way back into the forecast.
Gina, the sun makes its return.
Finally, yes. We're already seeing a little bit of it outside right now, at least here in the southwest. A little bit of blue sky and peaks of sunshine, but the main sunny conditions will return starting tomorrow and then really take hold on Sunday. It was a cool one out there, 17 degrees for your high today, and that's where we're sitting at currently. But yeah, over the next 3 days here, a little bit of cloud throughout Saturday afternoon, but then mainly sunny conditions, Camilla, on Sunday and Monday, and some gorgeous above seasonal temperatures to go along with them.
Okay, Gina, our weather is starting to calm down and dry out a bit, but there's still a bit of a wind out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty breezy afternoon for the most part, and in fact our most gusty conditions have been over the last hour or so, at least out at the airport. They clocked in gusts in the 60s. So where we're at right now, temperature-wise, obviously with these northerly winds, there's a cooler day out there, factoring in the rain as well. So 17 right now, that's our high for today. And yeah, you see those winds gusting in the 60s right now. For the next couple of hours here, this storm will continue to dissipate, maybe at light showers throughout the next few hours. But by tomorrow, that sunshine back in the forecast, Ian.
Gina, with all that rain behind us, we can look ahead to a rather sunny weekend.
Yeah, we got a solid stretch of nice, stable conditions coming up. But let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals that we recorded from that recent rain event. Some areas still dealing with some showers. So when I got this information from Environment Canada, they told me 2.6 millimeters for Lethbridge, but that was a little earlier in the afternoon, and they've got some rain on the way right now. So could see that bump up a little bit. But for us here in Calgary at the airport, we recorded about 14 millimeters from the last 24 hours of rainfall. We're sitting at 17 right now, partly cloudy conditions out there. Rain looks to be done for the most part, but might be a couple of areas in the city that see a few more scattered showers. But obviously, this system really cooled things off today. So we're sitting at 17 in Pincher Creek, 16 for Lethbridge, and 20 in Brooks for central Alberta. Pretty similar setup, but you can see the more north you go, there's warmer air hovering in the north half of the province that we'll eventually see down here as well as this ridge of high pressure starts to move in. But still some areas seeing funnel cloud possibly, so an advisory is in place for areas east of Edmonton along the Saskatchewan border there. And when we factor in the radar satellite, you can see why they have that advisory, and still a lot of convection possible with this system, but we're just right on the outskirts of it. So we're probably seeing the end of that low pressure system as it continues to move towards the east of us here and start to impact areas like Saskatchewan and Manitoba more. They could certainly use the rain. Let's just hope that lightning doesn't cause any issues for them. When we look at the next couple of days here, your regional forecast showing a mix of sun and cloud for many areas throughout the weekend and a nice increase in the temperatures as well. Many places will get to seasonal temperatures or higher by the time we get into Sunday. That's when that ridge really starts to settle in over the province. Some areas like Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, by the time we get into next week, will even see temperatures into the 30s once again. So when we look at, I'm going to advance this once more here so we get your Action Furnace 5-day forecast for you. Sunny in the morning for Saturday. We'll see building cloud in the afternoon, and then that nice steady stretch from Sunday to Tuesday there of mainly sunny conditions and temperatures above seasonal.
What a great story. Well, the Kananaskis Golf Course has posted some amazing moments on its social media pages this summer. You might remember the staff member who had a hole-in-one in her first round of golf, and now there's scuba diving. You know that one hole on the golf course where your ball almost inevitably ends up in the drink? It's called a water hazard for a reason. The course sent out a diver to collect all those balls that went in the water, and the end result was overwhelming. I don't know who counted, but the end result was over 13,000 golf balls.
I'll bet I donated a couple.
Okay. And this must have been a few years worth as well.
I would think so.
Yeah, it adds up after a while. A Great Dane on a plane. Fun to say and even more fun to watch. This is Horace. He was quite the star on a recent flight in Mexico. In fact, you'll notice people got several angles of the dog hanging out on the flight. This video got 250,000 likes on the We Rate Dogs Instagram page, and there were plenty of great comments. Katie Abrams said, "I'd put his oxygen mask on first before my own."
I'll tell you, a whole lot better than snakes on a plane.
No kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
Great Danes on a plane. Love it. It may be the new frontier in travel, a remote worker at the hotel desk. Check this out.
We need 1 room key or 2 room key?
2, just in case I lose one.
Yes, I will look into this for you.
Pete Sager posted this video on his TikTok page. The check-in at a La Quinta Inn in Sunrise, Florida was done with the remote worker on a video screen. Wyndham Hotels, which owns La Quinta, says this hotel is a franchise and this form of check-in is not brand approved. Wyndham requires a team member physically stationed at the front desk at all times.
Sorry, don't like it.
Okay.
Nope, don't like it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that franchise arrangement may end soon if they don't change that situation.
Welcome back. Happy Friday. I was just saying to Ian, it's always the short weeks that feel like the longest, and especially when you're dealing with the weather whiplash that we've certainly dealt with this week in Calgary. It just adds to the lag, but we're getting into the sunny weather soon. You can see that blue sky right now, in fact, and temperatures today were cool, 17 degrees, so that's below seasonal for sure, but we get back into that seasonal range by the time we get into tomorrow, and then above seasonal as we wrap up the weekend, and lots of sunshine to enjoy as well. But as that final, remnants of that wet weather event kind of move out, it's the winds we're dealing with currently out of the north at 30 to 40 kilometers an hour. Around the 5 o'clock hour, we saw those winds gust at about 64 kilometers an hour. So winds will start to die down, conditions will clear up, and temperatures start to warm up as we get through tonight and into tomorrow. But still a messy mix to the east of us for sure. But your futurecast showing those nice clearing conditions as we get into Saturday morning there. We'll definitely see most of the sunshine tomorrow in the morning, and then it's in the afternoon that we start to see a bit more of that cloud work its way back in. Some scattered showers possible in the early morning hours of Sunday, and then a ridge of high pressure really starts to settle in. That's going to warm things up, keep us nice and sunny really from about Sunday to Tuesday, and then we get the breakdown as we get into Wednesday. Taking a look at your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Down to 13 tonight, Ian, up to 22 tomorrow.
All right, we've got good weather for baseball, soccer, and football over the weekend,
yes,
and also to mow the lawn that has grown this high over the past couple of weeks.
And get rid of those mushrooms too.
Yes.
I know those have been popping up in a lot of yards as well. Hey, you might even want to go out to K Country this weekend, do a little hiking like Darren did, capturing this gorgeous shot of Rummel Lake. Look at that beautiful clear blue water. This picture for your weather window, brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Yeah, a good news story for anybody who has outdoor plans this weekend. We finally have some stability, some nice calm conditions out there. Saturday morning is going to be nice and sunny. By the time the football game happens, expect more cloud in the sky, but still very nice, comfortable temperatures, and then more of that sunshine on Sunday. I'm in the Dragon Boat Festival, actually. I'm going to be rowing in that with, so I'm very pleased with the forecast so far, but that might not help me with my rowing game, so we'll see how that happens. But yeah, just a fabulous weekend to be outside and enjoying these lovely conditions after all this rain.
And best of luck out on the water too,
Thank
Gina.
you.
All right, thanks very much. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.